There's no woman here I can't get harder than a vampire. Neutralized. It neutralizes their force.
Yes, the neutralizing neutralizer. It neutralizes them so that they are neutralized.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The vampire slowly turns his long, angular head. You feel the hypnotic power of his presence. His will is stronger than yours. You know this because you feel an urge to set him free. We are recording a podcast here in case we all forgot.
We are?
Hello and welcome back to Leave Your Brain at the Door.
Hi.
Did you leave your brain at the door? I sure hope so.
I never had a brain to begin with.
Well, once again, reminding
This guy
us...
ascending his humanity. Just better than all of us.
Anyways, I figured that this is Alan and John.
That's us. Me and him.
Him and me.
Since it's currently still spooky month, I thought we could do another slightly spooky Choose Your Own Adventure
Okay.
book.
I'll just release it earlier. I'll release it on Halloween.
Sounds good. Today we are reading Vampire Invaders because
I think you mentioned this last time.
Yeah.
Because I like the cover.
Are they
Whoa.
space vampires?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
That sun is way too close. They should be like fried, right? Am I crazy, Gretchen? Would you know about this?
No, they're space vampires. They don't.
No. I
They're
mean,
immune to sun.
no. I mean like the whole ship.
Wait,
They're-
what is
They're
this?
pretty close to the sun.
Hang on.
No, their space. Their ship is immune to the sun also.
What is this guy doing with his what is he trying to do? Halt.
Halt! He's seeing how close to the sun they are by how warm his hand is.
Yeah, he's just taking.
Also, is that a planet nearing the sun on his monitor?
It's an eclipse, Alan. I learned that there's a system of potentially habitable exoplanets only 40 light years away.
I was gonna say, how many light years away are they?
40. 40
Yeah.
light years.
Yeah. Aliens are real. We just won't make contact with them.
I was watching a video where a NASA scientist was answering like alien related questions yesterday. It was really interesting. It made me think about some things that I hadn't thought about before.
Statistically speaking, they are probably out there somewhere. They also probably don't look like the aliens we imagine.
Yeah.
They also are probably just single-cell organisms, a lot of them, or like stuff like that. And like, but statistically speaking, they're out there, and also they're like so far away that it's not feasible to actually make contact with them.
There was one question that was like, how accurate are the aliens in blah 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 movie?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I mean, I'd say pretty accurate because of a good old thing we like to call convergent evolution. And I hadn't thought about that before in terms of like aliens, thinking about that like a planet that can sustain life would probably be very similar to ours.
Yep.
And so the life on that planet would probably look very similar to ours, but different.
Yeah.
So not like, you know, the typical little green men or whatever.
Right.
But just like
other humans.
like us,
but it's
but different.
Yeah, like us, but adapted to how their
like
planet would be different.
Yeah. I was like, I never really thought about that before. So I don't really think about aliens that often, but
Not really any use.
it's fun. My old coworker had a alien abduction story.
Like,
We all we all liked to talk about aliens in the lab when he was around, but we haven't talked about aliens. Yeah, it apparently happened to him and his friends one time when they were driving in Florida.
it's always Florida.
He claims that they were abducted by aliens because there's no other explanation. And I was like, it's fun to think about.
Yeah, fun to think about.
Anyway, speaking of aliens, we have vampire aliens today.
Yeah.
Vampire Invaders by Edward Packard.
But I thought you said we don't know if they're vampire aliens.
I don't know. I mean, on the front page, there's a cute little guy in a UFO.
There sure is. Dracula looking in a UFO.
Can you see him?
Mm-hmm.
He's just chilling there.
Several years ago, you played a key role in the defeat of a vampire that had entered our solar system and invaded one of our space transports. Your work in this mission is chronicled in Space Vampire. Choose your own adventure number 71. So I guess this is.
So I was gonna say this is a sequel. They've written one before. Oh, it better be better than the last one, right?
Since then, you've been considered one of the world's leading vampire experts.
Oh, we're so good.
Not that you...
Weakest type 5 known to mankind.
Not that you or any other human knows everything about space vampires.
Well, of course. That would be
Wait, okay, didn't we discuss convergent evolution theory? They shouldn't be that different.
There's a great deal to be learned about these mysterious and terrifying superhuman creatures. But at least you've encountered one face to face and survived.
Can they be superhuman if they're not even human?
I don't know. I guess it's a very humanistic way of looking at things.
Yeah.
How very human of us.
I guess technically, if they are better than humans, they are super human.
No, because that would still imply that they are human, wouldn't it?
Super humanoid?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, okay.
Alright. Alright, actualiers. Alright.
The United Planets have been safe for a while now.
The United Planets.
The United Planets.
The UP.
You are aware, though, of the ever-present possibility of space vampires leaving their home planet to scout for more blood, possibly on Earth.
Wait, so we already know that there is a planet with space vampires on it, and we're just choosing not to with them? We're just like,
Yeah, as long as, you know...
Let's just hope they just stay there.
If there's just a planet of vampires, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where do they get the blood from?
Do they have just like sheep?
Maybe.
Do they have human livestock?
Oh man, maybe.
Human chattel?
You know that if your country were ever attacked by vampires again, the government would call on you to help. As Dr. Prescott Berg, head of the National Space Institute, has warned, space is teeming with these horrendous creatures. Sooner or later, more of them will discover Earth, and when they do, we'll have a devil of a fight on our hands. That time has now arrived. ...
Oh man.
Alright, we're starting off with this lovely illustration.
So, there's... I presume that's us in the top left. We're... I don't know, we're...
Anxiously on the phone with an old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd almost forgotten about your previous encounter with the space vampire when you got an urgent call from Dr. Prescott.
I'm sorry.
Forget that.
Yeah. Did you say almost forgot? That is not a, oh, I forgot about it. That's a lifetime experience. You do not forget that. You don't even almost forget that.
You must come to Washington immediately, Dr. Berg told you. We're having an emergency conference here at the Institute tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. All the top experts are attending. I'll be there, you said. But what's the emergency? Have you detected any alien spaceships or suspicious UFOs? It's worse than that, Dr. Berg said. We have evidence that the space vampires have landed on Earth. It could be the first wave of a full-scale invasion. The next morning, you fly to Washington, D.C. A limousine is waiting to meet you at the airport. 30 minutes later, the car passes through a gate and turns up a long driveway in a wooded section near the Potomac River.
Mm-hmm.
You are dropped off in front of a large red brick building, headquarters of the National Space Institute.
Whoa.
You show your identification to the guard and give your name at the front desk. The receptionist checks a list and picks up the phone. A moment later, he tells you, Dr. Berg will be right out. As a matter of fact, the scientist is already coming through the double doors to the left of the reception desk. A tall, balding man, he strides toward you, extends his hand, and grins broadly. Ah, I'm glad your plane was on time. The others are here. We're ready to begin our strategy meeting. He hustles you through the double doors. The room you've entered is almost completely taken up by a large oval table with a green felt top. Seated around it are a number of scientists and military officers. Everyone has a glass of water, a notepad, and a laptop computer.
This is so stereotypical business meeting coded.
On the wall.
And a notepad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember, when was it published again?
95.
Yeah. Laptops are not what they are today.
Then why even have the laptop?
Because we're scientists learning
Technology.
about space, so we're advanced. On the wall at the end of the room is a huge video screen. Dr. Berg introduces you to the others. Robert McCune, director of the FBI.
McCune?
Okay, we got Dr. Peter Nijinsky. No. Nijinsky. The president's science advisor. And Dr. Nera Vivaldi, the world's leading expert on interspecies communication.
Woman! Woman!
When you're seated, Dr. Berg touches a key on his computer. A map of the Earth appears on the screen. And here we have an image
map of the whole Earth.
of
No,
this
show me
the
woman!
super advanced video screen with the Earth on it. It's on page 2.
Woman! Think they're gonna have an image of woman?
Dr. Berg points to a red dot in the United States in eastern Oklahoma. This is where a UFO was sighted coming in for a landing just 4 nights ago, on May 23rd. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh shit. Whoa.
Is she an alien? Because she was definitely born in
I was gonna say,
1995.
and in Oklahoma.
The following night, a body was found in a pasture nearby. Since then, there have been 3 murders at the Nirvana Resort Hotel, right about here. Dr. Berg's pointer moves a short distance and stops at another dot next to a long, narrow lake. Investigation of these murders has left no doubt that they are the work of a vampire. In each case, all the blood of the victim was found to be missing. The pointer slides a greater distance now. Last night, another vampire murder occurred in New Orleans, about 500 miles to the southeast. Who knows where the next one will be? It's obvious what happened, Dr. Nijinsky says. A vampire spacecraft has arrived from outer space. Our air defenses failed to detect it. Dr.
Obviously.
Berg, you ask?
Obviously.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Could I see some more detail of the area in Oklahoma that we're talking about? Sure, he enlarges the image on the screen. And now I have to jump to page 82.
Well.
Your eye scans the enlarged area. That's Lake of the Cherokees there, Dr. Berg says. The Nirvana Resort is set alongside it. He taps his pointer lightly on the map. Here's the town of Thomasville, near the end of the lake, and this line shows the track taken by the UFO. It was seen by dozens of people in the area. They all reported a greenish-yellow light passing overhead about 11 o'clock at night. We asked all the observers if they thought it might be a shooting star, but everyone said it moved too slowly. We would have judged it to be just an illusion or a hoax, like so many UFO reports. But the invader's first victim was found the very next night, near the pasture in Thomasville. We've got to make every effort to catch one of these vampires quickly, you say. That's our feeling too, says Dr. Berg. We need to learn more about them, find out where they're coming from and what their plans are. Of course we all know it's not easy to catch a vampire, Dr. Vivaldi says. Let's consider their capabilities. She counts off on her fingers. Superhuman strength, the agility of a cat, and incredible powers of persuasion.
I have bad news for these vampires. all of these lose to gun. Why is this even a worry?
Yeah,
Agility of a cat
has
does-
silver bullets.
Oh, right, true. Gotta have silver bullets. That's why the citizens weren't able to
Right?
handle
It's
them.
silver
I
bullets.
thought silver
were-
bullets
No,
were
wait.
for werewolves.
I don't remember. I know vampire was garlic
Vampires are steak.
and a stake through the heart.
They are
Yep.
deathly allergic to cows.
And then garlic, right? That's the
Yeah,
traditional.
garlic. Just
I-
get a nice garlic bread.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just shove it down their throat.
No. Eat the garlic bread. It's a natural deterrent. Your breath will just.
I mean that too.
I don't know if garlic kills them as much as just keeps them away. Like
Listen.
They don't like.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, look, if they're gonna choose between you with the garlic breath and the other human without the garlic breath, they're going after the one without the garlic breath. That's all I gotta say.
Just make garlic spray instead of pepper spray.
You're right.
Put them right out of commission.
Nailed them.
I've been trying to think of weaknesses they have, you say, but I can't, except
Gun.
that they are affected by daylight. They can't move around between sunrise and sunset. Dr. Berg nods. Find them then, and you can kill them, he says.
I will find you, and I'll kill you.
I have to go back to page 5.
What is going on with these books?
That's true, says Dr. Vivaldi, but it's difficult to find them. How many have been sighted? Just the one in Oklahoma, Dr. Berg replies. He was seen running into the woods near the spot where the man's body was found. That was several days ago. That vampire must be getting thirsty by now. It's just a matter of time until he strikes again. The phone rings. Dr. Berg picks it up and talks for a minute. Then, to the rest of you, he says, "It's Chief Dubois of the New Orleans Police Department. I'll put him on the speakerphone so everyone can hear."
Whoa.
In a moment, you hear the chief's husky, drawling voice.
Whoa.
"Dr. Berg?" "Yes, go ahead, Chief." "Here's what we know so far," Dubois says. "One of our officers saw a tall, very pale man vaulting over a high fence, as if he were a cat."
A
This
cat?
happened-
He must be a vampire.
This happened at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the officer thought the man might have robbed someone. He was able to spot the man as he entered one of the old houses in the French Quarter. At that point, he radioed for help. Within minutes, we had the house surrounded. "We're sure we've got a vampire in that house, Dr. Berg. We need instructions on how to handle him." I have to go back to page 83.
Gun.
Yeah.
"Why are you so sure it's a vampire?" the scientist asks. "It was just a suspicion at first, sir, but then we found the body of a young woman on the other side of the wall the suspect climbed over. She had no wounds except 2 fang marks on her neck. All the blood was gone from her body." Dr. Berg looks around the table. Everyone nods in agreement, including you.
It's a vampire.
Yep, a vampire.
It's clear that Chief Dubois has a vampire on his hands. You glance at your watch. It's a little after 2 in the afternoon. You know, as does everyone in the room, that if the vampire is inside that house, he's asleep. Wherever he is, he won't be able to do anything until sunset, which is almost 6 hours away. "Keep the house surrounded," Dr. Berg tells Chief Dubois.
Did they count for
"We'll
time
send
period?
someone down there to help. Don't try to enter the house until our expert arrives." "Whatever
We're in
you
DC,
say."
Yeah.
So.
Are they accounting for time change? It's 2 p. Oh, I guess, yeah, so. But that. Okay, hold on.
If anything, they have more time.
Yeah, they have. Well, but they said 8. Ow. Yeah, well, no, yeah. They would have more time because if it's in. Okay, yeah. But I just mean. You know what? This is not worth thinking about. Continue.
"New Orleans is just a 3-hour trip from here," Dr. Berg says. "We'll have someone there immediately."
Immediately.
Immediately in 3 hours.
Immediately.
As he hangs up, Dr. Berg looks straight at you. You are our top vampire expert. I'm going to supply you with a coil of beryllium wire.
Ooh.
It's the only material that will hold a captured vampire. By tomorrow,
Okay.
we hope to have a force neutralizer for you. It's similar to the M30 force field generator, but designed for use on
Force
Earth.
field generator.
It's capable of interfering with the brain waves of vampires.
Oh.
If it works properly, it should render any vampire unconscious for several minutes.
Yeah.
I love the implication that we have the technology for force fields that mess with vampires' minds, but we
Look.
don't have basic guns to shoot vampires with.
These are space vampires, Alan.
Yes,
They're
but-
built different.
What, can't we make
No, this is a
Irelium
children's
bullets?
book, and you don't want to put gun.
Yeah, that's the real reason.
Meanwhile, I want to send someone to New Orleans right away. It could be you if you want, unless you think you could accomplish more in Oklahoma, where the vampire spacecraft landed. You think for a moment. The New Orleans
Cool.
vampire is apparently trapped in a house. If you can find him while he's sleeping, you should have no trouble tying him with Irelium wire. However, sleeping vampires are very hard to find.
Because...
Their coffins are usually hidden in secret recesses.
What? Okay, so it's even easier to find than I thought. Either you have to sleep in a fucking coffin.
I just think it's so funny. Do they like have as a backpack during the day or something? Like, does it fold up into a little like pocket-sized device?
This is
Yeah.
the future. They have shrinking coffins.
That's true. Yeah, just it'll fold. It's
No.
like all those cartoons where it's like it folds in on itself
It's,
over and
Remember
over
in
again.
DBZ, the little balls they have that they throw?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's an
Or
instant
like
coffin.
that
Capsule cord.
one spell, Lehman's tiny hut.
Yeah.
But it's just
Oh my
Lehman's
goodness.
tiny coffin.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
No, Gretchen, that's magic. That's very unrealistic in this.
You're
movie.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's much more realistic. They have a little capsule that turns into a whole coffin.
Maybe you should go to Oklahoma instead. You might be able to find the spacecraft that brought the vampires to Earth. That might be even more important than capturing only one vampire. We have reached our first decision.
Tails.
Heads.
Vampire.
New Orleans or Oklahoma?
The one where the vampire is.
There are vampires at both.
The one where the vampire
The
is.
singular
the house.
vampire
Yeah.
The house, New Orleans.
is my understanding.
We're going to New Orleans on page 54.
Pretty cool place. I think.
Whatever happened to old Orleans?
It's probably in Europe.
New
Yeah.
Orleans killed it.
Orléans. Because it's French.
No. I'm not talking about Orleans. I'm talking about Orleans. Gretchen.
Orleans.
Alright.
Always talk about Orleans. What about Orfats?
What about Andleans? Norleans?
No, Orleans.
Is there a Netherlands as well?
Oh, no.
No, that's the Netherlands, my bad.
Oh.
Go on.
Yeah, come on.
What are you holding this up for? Orleans.
You arrive in New Orleans at 6:15, armed with nothing but a supply of beryllium wire. As the plane taxis to the gate, you review the briefing memo provided by the National Science Institute. Sunset this evening will be at 7:45. That means that you have exactly an hour and a half before the vampire springs to life. Once he does, it will be almost impossible to capture him. Chief Dubois has sent a police cruiser to meet you at the airport. The driver flips on his red flasher and cuts through traffic and out onto the expressway. 20 minutes later, you're in the famous French Quarter, where some of the best restaurants in America can be found, as well as jazz bands that play all night long.
It just occurred again. They described it as like cat-like agility, right?
Yeah.
When did cat-like agility become impossible to catch?
You know, vampires have like super speed or whatever.
You
Yeah,
can say
but-
that in the docket.
But that's different from cat-like
Yeah,
agility.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, cat-like agility is not, like, impossible to catch. It is difficult, but, like...
Your driver heads down Basin Street, turns a corner, and parks on a narrow street lined with old townhouses with wrought iron gates and balconies decked with flowers. The street is clogged with police cars. Officers have staked out positions around the house. As you step out of the car,
Bye, Cecil.
a big, red-faced officer with a flattened nose walks up to meet you. "I'm Chief Dubois," he says, shaking your hand vigorously. "I'm sure glad you're here.
Flattened nose.
Our men have been anxious to search the house. We got a warrant just half an hour ago, but Dr. Berg said we should wait for you."
What does a flattened nose look
Here.
like? Oh, perfect. I get to see what a flattened nose looks like. That
His
doesn't look
nose
very
doesn't
flattened.
look very
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It looks the
very-
opposite of
yeah.
flattened. It looks very protruding.
Yeah.
Maybe flat
very
is
confused.
like flattened this way.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm glad you did, you tell Dubois. Finding a sleeping vampire isn't easy. You glance up at the old brick building with its tile roof and tall windows.
It's not easy, so I'm glad you're not looking yet.
Yeah. The scent of flower. You have to rely on an expert to look, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The scent of flowers hangs in the air. A warm breeze is blowing in from the river. Is anyone living in the house now, you ask? Not a soul, Dubois says. It's owned by a retired man and his wife. They're traveling in Europe and couldn't be reached. We got a key to the place from the maid. She lives someplace
So
else.
who's the girl who died?
It was he had like killed her in a previous house or whatever, and he hopped a fence and got to this
Oh,
one.
it was a different house.
Yeah. Remember, he got spotted hopping a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that it was all at this house.
No.
She lives someplace else, but comes in to clean every week. She arrived for work just as we were surrounding the place. When we told her there was a vampire in there, you can bet she lost interest in going inside. I see. By the way, says the chief, I don't understand why Dr. Berg thinks you could find the vampire any better than we can. There's only so much house, and our men can comb every inch of it.
No. He's got a point though.
Yeah.
He's
he
got
does.
a point, you know.
He does.
Yeah.
Finding a sleeping vampire is more of an art than a science, you say.
What?
What is this?
In what
attitude?
sense?
How's that, the chief says. Are you telling me vampires can make themselves invisible? Not exactly, you say. It's just that the coffins vampires sleep in are often hidden under floors or in secret compartments.
Like the police can't search for that?
Frequently, they're just where you're sure they're not. I hated that sentence.
I think this is even better that we're reading the sequel without having read the first one, because it just makes so much less sense.
The chief puts his hands on his hips and cocks his head to one side. Now how could that be? I can't say for sure, you say, but it's believed that vampires send out very strong brain waves that interfere with the perceptions of people nearby. Apparently they can do this even when they're in their coffins. How are you going to get around that? The chief demands. By concentrating very hard.
Wait,
you answer.
actually?
Yes,
That is what is
says.
written. It's
That
not
is
like The
what it
Wire,
says.
it's
You
not a
can't
force
be-
field that we were given.
By
It's
concentrating very hard, you answer. Harder even than a vampire.
wild.
There's no woman here I can't get harder than a vampire.
The chief looks at you skeptically. And what will you do if you find him? He'll still be sleeping, and if the sun hasn't set when I find him, I can tie him up with beryllium wire.
Wow.
Amazing.
Simple as that. Easy peasy. In and out 10 minutes.
1 hour later.
1 hour later, he's waking up.
Yep.
And then we'll have a fight on our hands.
Dubois raises an eyebrow. Okay, he
Dubois.
says. You seem to know what you're doing. You might as well get started. We'll back you up with our SWAT team. Just tell them what to do. You'd like to tell the police to follow close behind you with guns drawn. As a general
So guns
rule-
are effective? I'm confused.
Hang on. As a general rule, Guns can't harm vampires, but you'd feel safer anyway.
What? So they're there for moral support?
The trouble is that having policemen close by might spoil your concentration. You might have a better chance of finding the sleeping vampire if you entered the house alone. And here we have a random portrait of a vampire.
Wow.
On page 16. Alright, Alan. If you
Yeah.
tell the chief to have his men keep behind you, turn to page 24. If you decide to enter the house alone, turn to page 35.
35. I don't need the moral support of having a bunch of people with guns behind me. What if he uses his psychic brainwaves to tell them to shoot me?
You tell the policeman to stay outside, then you cautiously enter the house. In the foyer, you pause to look around. A broad staircase ahead of you rises to an upstairs hallway. To your right is a dining room, and to your left is a large living room containing an enormous grand piano. Its polished surface gleams in the late afternoon sun.
That's where the vampire is.
In the piano.
Turning back toward the dining room, you notice a strange painting. It's a full-length portrait of a man dressed in a black suit. His face is very pale, and his eyes seem to be looking at you intently.
Inside of the painting.
You stare at the portrait a long time,
What?
then turn and walk a few feet away from it.
You're wasting valuable time.
You turn and look at the portrait again. Its eyes are still on you. You have an eerie feeling that you're looking into the eyes of a vampire. Perhaps it's because the portrait is so lifelike that you wonder if there's something behind it. You touch the frame and then move it slightly. A door, barely 3 feet high, lies behind it. You open the door and find an elevator cab, so small that you would have to crouch to fit in it. The thought crosses your mind that... I don't know if that word's okay to say anymore.
Mean word for a short person.
Oh.
That a very small person may have lived in this house. Then you smile as you realize the elevator is only a dumbwaiter designed to bring food to the dining room from another level of the house.
Yo, dumbwaiters are sick.
Here we have the portrait of the man on page 34.
Yeah.
Imagine the luxury you must experience to have your food served to you on an elevator.
If the dumbwaiter were no longer in use, it's only natural that the owner would have covered it with a portrait. But if that's the case, why is there a tiny green light shining over the control panel? Perhaps the vampire uses it. This elevator may be the key to finding his sleeping place. Should you get in the cab and push the button, it might take you directly to the vampire. If you find him before sunset, he won't be able to hurt you. You could then tie him up with a beryllium wire and call the police to take him away. But maybe you should explore the rest of the house first. Whatever you decide, you'd better act fast. The sun is about to set, Johnny.
We spent an hour wandering around staring at the painting? Are you serious? We had an hour and a half, and it's somehow almost sunset, even though all we did was walk in, stare at a painting, walk around a little bit, stare back at the painting, and go, I think there's something behind this painting. Last time I checked, I did not take a full hour.
We also spent 20 minutes driving there.
I thought it was an hour and a half when we got there.
Yeah.
Anyways, Johnny, do you get in the elevator and push the button, or do you look around the rest
Get
of
me
the
in
house?
that elevator.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to page 75.
Not sure if this book is like the obvious answer is correct or the obvious answer is incorrect, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah. Honestly, I bet the author just flips a coin. Which
With your heart thumping, you climb into the elevator and push the button. All is dark except for the glow of the tiny green light above the control panel.
for a
If
second.
this is for bringing food down, how is there enough room for a whole human being to get inside of it?
He said you could fit in it if you crouch.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the weight capacity.
Slowly you descend. If your reasoning is correct, the elevator should stop in the kitchen at the next level down. But the cab keeps moving as if it's taking you all the way to the basement, or even lower. You push the control button, but nothing happens. Suddenly, a jolt tells you you've reached the bottom floor. You open the door and climb out into total darkness. You feel your way along the wall, hoping to find a light switch. Then you hear a tiny click. The green light in the cab has gone out.
Are you telling me we didn't bring a flashlight?
The elevator door must have swung shut. You grope your way back and find the latch, but it won't turn. It's locked. You can't get back in. You feel panic welling up inside you. The sun will soon be setting, or it may have set already. At this very moment, the vampire may be awakening.
Fire Emblem?
What?
Fire Emblem. Awakening.
Oh. Wah, 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 wah. Wah.
You grope along the wall, which seems to be made of concrete. At last, you find a little switch. You flick it, and an overhead light comes on. Then you hear a peal of laughter. You blink your eyes in the light. Something is behind you. You look around and stare into the face of the vampire. A moment later, his fangs sink into your throat.
Okay.
The end.
Wait, so we're supposed to wander around the house instead?
Here you go.
Maybe we're supposed to not be here at all.
Like, go to the other place, the
Yeah.
UFO?
Maybe.
That seems wild that they'd give, like, a whole splitting pass. I would assume it's more like the submarine one where it's like the north and the south are just
Yeah.
completely separate storylines, but...
Also, this image is on page 12.
What?
Page 12.
What about page 12?
Oh, for the
The
image.
picture.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go back to the
We're a
last
kid.
choice. Are we a kid?
That's us. We look.
Well, we were
Does
on the
that look
phone
like a
earlier.
child?
We were looking more adult.
Yeah. But, like,
Mm,
whatever.
No. Not really.
Young adult.
Well, remember, these books are always aimed at children.
Yeah.
It's true. That's why they can get away with their writing.
They're nonsense.
Yeah.
Which choice do
Us
we wanna go back
sophisticated
to?
adults can see right through it.
Yes, very sophisticated.
The house one.
Yeah, when we're in the house, whether or not to
Go
go
down
in the elevator.
or look around.
Let's look around.
Maybe we
this
can look
time.
around and realize that we're stupid and go somewhere else.
I guess. Yeah, that's what I'm like wondering. It's like, well, how do we? The dumbwaiter's just a dead end. Was maybe. Okay, but why did we not bring a flashlight? Also, it made me chuckle a little bit when they said "grope the wall." My mind is stupid, and I can only think of one use of the word grope, and it
Wow.
doesn't have to do with walls.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if the
Gretchen-
wall was really hot?
It's true. I'm sure we can anthropomorphize the wall.
It's just a wall, then it just has a pair of boobs.
Nailed it.
Okay, so we're deciding to look around the house first.
Yeah. Why not?
Page 36.
And this does not count as either of our choice.
Yep.
You let the portrait slide back into place and return to the hall. The glass chandelier overhead moves in the breeze coming through the open door. A sound then comes from the living room, and you peer inside. Your eyes fasten on the grand piano, its surface gleaming in the slanting rays of the late afternoon sun. You glance out the window. It's later than you'd thought. The sun is already setting. Suddenly, you hear music coming from the piano, as if someone were plucking the strings. Yet, that's impossible.
He was inside the piano.
There's no one near the piano, and the vampire must still be asleep. Quickly, you look along the walls and floor, searching for the opening to a secret compartment. You return to the window. The sun is half set, the last pink rays of light fading from the wall of the room. You run through the front hall and up the stairs to the second floor. Oh no,
Okay.
they break up this momentum by making me turn pages.
Awful formatting.
And like, the text that I just read was only like half of the page.
Yeah.
So like they could have at least put like a couple more.
Gotta get
sentences
that
there.
suspense, keeping you on the hook.
You run to the end of the hallway. Wait, am I on the right page? Yeah. You run to the end of the hallway, and in a moment you can see around the corner. A tall, thin man with a pale face and a high forehead is standing in the window.
Get him!
For a moment, his eyes burn into yours. Then suddenly he is gone, vanished into the thin air outside the second-story window. And here we have the same portrait of a vampire that we saw earlier on page 51. Whose choice is it?
Alan's.
Oh, yeah.
If you rush to the window to see where he went, turn to page 30. If you yell to the policeman and tell them what you saw, turn to page 48.
We don't trust the police, I guess. Not in this situation, because apparently they can get affected by brainwaves. So we're gonna just look to see where he went.
Okay. We rush to the window, so we go
To the walls,
to
the
page
windows.
30. You rush to the window. Just beneath it is a balcony with a low wrought iron railing around it. There's no sign of the vampire. He must have jumped to the courtyard below. You climb out onto the balcony and peer over the railing. In the fading light, you think you see a figure crouching in the shadows. You turn to call to the policeman, only to find yourself facing the vampire. His long, bony hands reach for your throat. You jump back with a start, but with one quick movement, he sends you over the railing. Minutes later, the police find your body in the courtyard, but they never do find the vampire. The end.
Alright,
Is there a good ending here? Alright, so what happens if we let the policeman know?
we've died twice. 2 out of 2 endings have been death.
Here we have a lovely image on page 31 of a vampire grabbing for us.
Well, he wants us.
Whoa.
Okay, but what I want to know is, how did their 6 hours until sunset turn into, after a 3-hour flight, we have 1 hour?
That's a good
I
question.
don't know.
And then again, searching this house is taking way longer than it should.
We're vampire experts, not math experts. Okay?
I feel like we're not very good at concentrating very harder than the vampire.
But we found him both times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but we didn't though.
Accidentally.
He found us. Like, I feel like we got dissuaded. Like, I feel like he used his brainwaves to make us think the painting was looking at us no matter what. I feel like we're getting creeped out and we're getting affected by the brainwaves or some shit. Because, like,
Waves.
I don't know, man. I think we're being influenced. Anyways, warn the policeman
I
this
think
time,
this
I guess.
vampire is an agent of the Grand Design.
Whoa.
What is that?
You should know. You played Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh. Something to do with stuff.
The Mind Eaters.
Mind flayers?
Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
The Grand Design is to turn everybody into Mind Flayers. That's it.
Oh. Okay.
Take universe, multiverse domination.
Yes.
Because he was brainwaves.
What are we going to do tonight?
You know, if you
The
think
same
about
thing
it,
we do
the
every
Mind
night,
Flayers are
Vicky.
just squid-like vampires.
Yeah?
They
Brain instead
effectively
of blood.
eat people. They turn you into them, and they're really strong and powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
They don't have like a, to use an expression, silver bullet, but that I know.
Just gun. Just kill them.
But you can just kill them.
Yeah, you can just kill them. Apparently.
Okay, we're gonna yell to the policeman.
Watch
We're
out!
going to page 48.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
There's a vampire in here! Excitedly, you call out to the policeman. Here, quick! The cops rush into the room, and you lead them to the window. Another cop radios Chief Dubois, and now others are climbing over the wooden wall separating the street from the courtyard.
We just fucking
At the
brought
same
the vampire
time-
his meal.
The vampire is scrambling up the fence in the back of the courtyard. An amplified voice calls, "Freeze!" But the vampire is already over the wall.
Wow.
What made you think he was gonna listen to you? He's a vampire.
Yeah.
We'll get him, the cop next to you says. We have men guarding all the alleys on this block. You're sure the vampire will outwit the police. A few moments later, your fears are confirmed by a piercing scream. The officer next to you talks into his radio. Did you hear that? It came from a second-floor window of the house behind us. How did he...
Mind
He's got good
influence.
ears, man. Cops will be rushing into the house next door any second. You scan the windows, half expecting the vampire to come out one and make his escape through the roof. When he doesn't appear, you go to find Chief Dubois. If he does succeed in cornering the vampire, he will need your help.
So
We
moral
went
of
to
the
page
story, do
72.
trust the police?
Moral of the story is go for the glory.
70.
No, but going for the glory got us killed.
Just a man with a plan to make pretty noise.
Well,
The police conduct a thorough search of the building next door. There's no sign of the vampire, but the limp, bloodless body of the woman who screamed is found on the floor of her bedroom. When you get back to police headquarters, Chief Dubois runs a video of the police storming the alley. The cameraman did a great job.
the cameraman?
Yeah, man with a camera.
You can clearly see the vampire scaling the wall. Just before he leaps down on the other side, you see his face full on. You study his high, bony forehead, his glistening black hair, and his narrow, dark eyes. One thing, at least, Chief Dubois says. No one who's watched this tape can forget that face. Sooner or later, we'll track him down. The only question is, what will happen when we do? I'm waiting for a force neutralizer for these vampires, you say. Let me find out if it's available. You put in a call to Dr. Berg at the National Space Institute and report on developments. He groans when he hears what happened. These vampires are much cleverer than we realized, he says. But I've got good news for you. Your neutralizer is already on a plane to New Orleans. You'll have it in a couple hours.
Okay, so we were getting affected. We need the neutralizer.
Page 49. You tell Chief Dubois the news. Great, he says. Now you better get some sleep. We'll call you if there are any developments. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep that well if I knew that it was nighttime and there was a vampire on the loose. And
Yeah.
he's seen me and knows that I'm after him.
I just want to point out something. I thought vampires needed to be invited into your house.
Yeah,
They do?
but he's a space vampire.
Yeah.
So maybe it's different.
The house was
Would-
Earth. We have an
would-
insider. There's a
would
traitor
he-
on a miss.
Yeah, would he have needed to be invited to Earth?
There's a traitor.
There's a yeah, someone's in cahoots with the vampires.
Yep.
Your hotel is just a few blocks from the police station and you head over there to check in. You're turning the corner, only a half block from the hotel, when you see a man and a woman walking down the street. A dog barks from a nearby window and the man looks around. For an instant, you see his pale face, his high, bony forehead. It's the vampire.
He has
No
a
doubt about
vampire
it.
girlfriend?
Seconds later, he and the woman turn the corner. You run until you reach the place where they turned and peer down a long, dimly lighted alley. There's
Dimly
no
lighted.
Okay,
Dimly
they also
lighted.
I want to say earlier, didn't it say much cleverer? Isn't it
Yeah.
more clever?
I'm pretty
I don't
sure,
know.
yeah.
It could just be the way he talks.
Lighted.
Lighted.
Although, you know, I know what it is. If they said dimly lit, they would have been copying my D&D character from that one campaign. So, because his name was dimly lit something. Lit beard, probably.
It's
I don't
true.
know.
There's no sign of either of them. Should you follow the vampire or should you call the police and get their help? Is it
Donnie's
John?
turn.
Me? Well, I gotta follow the vampire.
Follow
It's
the
my brand
vampire
or
down the
something.
alley? Okay. Someone remember that this choice was on page 49.
49.
4-9.
We're following, so we're going to page 107. You start down the alley, hoping your eyes will get used to the darkness. As you pass under a tree, something drops onto your shoulder. You hear a snarling sound, then claws rake your neck. You scream. Then you see it's not a vampire that has attacked you, but a feral cat. You sweep it off your shoulder, sending it running off, howling into the night. You place your hand
But now
against
we're
your neck
bleeding.
and feel the wetness of drawn blood. A deep, soothing voice behind you says, "That smells so good. So very good." You turn and look into the piercing eyes of the vampire. They tell you, better than words, that you are his next victim. The end.
Alright.
And here we have a stray cat that looks more like a little monkey attacking you from a tree.
And then the vampire's hand reaching out for
Because
you.
that is definitely something that feral cats do.
Yep.
They leap from the trees for their prey.
Yep.
Their human prey.
Yep. Hey man, he turned to the cat. It's a vampire cat.
Yeah.
It assists
We
him.
saw a cat yesterday when we were playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
It was down the street, and it was very small. It was a little tabby, and it was so sweet and so cute, and it's meowing at us, and it
Aw.
actually sounded like it was saying meow.
Aw.
And I wanted to take it home with me. I wanted to run back here and grab my cat treats and lure it back. But I didn't know if it belonged to someone.
Yeah, and that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to page 49. We are going to continue to the hotel and then call the police. That is the other option.
Okay.
You continue on to the hotel and notify the police that you spotted the vampire. You know they'll be swarming all over the area. You also know they're not likely to find him. The vampire has a strange way of eluding his pursuers. You lie down and try to get some sleep, but you're soon awakened by a messenger at your door with a package from Dr. Berg. You rip open the parcel. It's the force neutralizer!
Yay!
You check out your weapon by aiming it at the pillow on your bed and flicking the switch. The pillow vibrates at incredible speed, giving off a weird yellow-white light. You flick the neutralizer off. You hope it works as well as a vampire.
What?
I don't know.
What? Wait. I'm starting to get confused at what this force neutralizer does. I thought it was supposed to suppress the brainwave manipulation
No,
thing.
it suppresses the vampire.
Yeah.
It's an anti-vampire weapon.
And it just vibrates them?
Yeah, it turns off their neutralized. It neutralizes their force.
Ah, yes, the neutralizing neutralizer. It neutralizes them so that they are neutralized.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we have it now.
You're tired and ready to go to sleep.
That's true.
But when you're hunting vampires, sleep is a luxury you don't always have time for.
No, I got time.
You quickly dress, strap the neutralizer on your shoulder, and set out to explore the narrow streets of the French Quarter.
What the is this neutralizer? Look, strap it to your shoulder?
It's like a gun.
Oh, like strap a like a rifle stuff. I'm thinking like pistol
sized.
sized.
A crossbody bag, but it's a
Yeah,
gun.
I'm thinking like pistol sized.
I was thinking like Ghostbuster, like you got a big cube on your back and it's
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
straps to
Maybe.
the little thing.
Maybe. I'll have to wait and see if we have a picture for it.
What resource does it use? Neutralizing resource.
No, it's really small.
Space juice.
Wait, what?
The street lamps give a ghostly yellowish glow through the mists drifting in from the
So
river.
the street lamps are also force neutralizers, is what you're saying.
Yeah. The sound of Dixieland jazz fills the air, a different band is playing on each block. Occasionally, you pass a policeman who waves as you go by. They all seem to know you. And here we have a lovely image of a jazz band, and we're in the background. And I think that tiny little pouch is the neutralizer. So it's just like a little crossbody bag.
Okay.
With a little device in it. And this is on page 61.
You can't go carrying around a force neutralizer around. You'll tip everybody off. They'll be worried. Something's going
I don't
on.
want the public to panic that there's a vampire around.
Yeah. Common knowledge of what a force neutralizer looks like.
Is that a force neutralizer in your
Or
pocket?
you
Or
just-
are you just happy
to
to
see me.
It's 4 a.m. now. You've been
4
walking for
a.m.?
hours. Sunrise is only a little over an hour away. By then, the vampire will have to be asleep. You turn a corner and peer into an alley. You stiffen as you see a man in the shadows. He is holding a woman by the shoulders. She has her head tilted back as if she's looking up at the stars. The man is bending toward her, his teeth only inches from her neck. You drop to a crouch and aim your neutralizer. It's Alan's turn to choose?
That's me.
Yep.
Do you want to fire or do you want to yell freeze?
Why the f*** would we yell freeze? Watch it just be like a couple getting lovey-dovey or something. But no, we fucking shoot the neutralizer. Why would freeze right now?
We have prior evidence that this doesn't do it.
Yeah, we have prior evidence that like that
And
method
also
does not
common
work.
sense.
Yeah.
But just in case, someone remember that this is on page 79.
79.
79. Yeah, boy.
Your finger squeezes the trigger of your force neutralizer. An electric charge envelops the couple with shimmering light. They drop soundlessly to the pavement. You blow your police whistle and rush toward the fallen pair. What a thrill to know that
Pair?
you've captured a vampire!
I thought that was a human and a vampire, not a pair.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was just a lovey-dovey couple. I'm thinking we're about to find out that, whoops.
But as you get near, you stop short. The light from the street lamp is shining on the man's face. His mouth is slightly open, and you can see his teeth. They look perfectly normal.
Oops!
You shudder as you realize that he's not the vampire at all, but an ordinary man who is about to kiss the woman he's with. You
Oops!
bend over and look closely at both of them. They seem to be breathing normally. Fortunately, the neutralizer was designed to interfere with the peculiar brainwaves of vampires. Ordinary mortals are not seriously hurt by it. Thank goodness.
Oh, that's great.
Footsteps sound behind you. You turn to see a policeman running toward you. He yells, "What's happened there? Has there been a murder?" No murder, you say truthfully. You explain who you are and say that the fallen pair will awaken shortly. They'll be all right, you say. In a few minutes, the ambulance and more policemen arrive on the scene.
Oops.
By now, the man and the woman are both conscious and rubbing their eyes. They should be on their feet soon. It'll be fine.
My bad!
No
I'm
murder,
sorry I
no
shot you.
vampire, just a lawsuit.
Yep.
One of the policemen is about to give you a ride to headquarters when a squad car pulls up, and Chief Dubois hops out. "What kind of vampire fighter are you?" he demands.
Dang.
Yeah.
One little misfire and everybody hits me.
You practically killed an innocent couple. I don't care what kind of expert you are. From now on, we'll get along without you. When you call Dr. Berg to tell him what happened, he's very upset. "I think you'd better go home," he says.
Dang.
"We'll need to give that force neutralizer to someone who knows when to use it." The end.
Okay, so what I'm learning is we just gotta copy and follow the police around instead. Do whatever
And then-
they do,
and
I
we
guess.
have a little vampire in a coffin.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so what happens if we yell freeze?
And the best part is, since we're not even an officer, like, we're not protected, so we can totally get sued.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was on page 79. That was the choice, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So we're yelling freeze now, and we're going to page 20.
The one-time freeze was correct. If
I'm
only
starting
we
to
had
notice a
followed
pattern.
police protocol
I'm
so we
starting to
don't
notice-
accidentally shoot someone.
I'm starting to notice a pattern. Protag is arrogant and thinks they know what they're doing. They don't. Because there was the oh, you police officers will just get in the way and let me do it myself, and then you do it yourself, and then you like there's some options though where you could do it yourself, and when
Yeah.
you do, you fail.
We never chose to go in with the police officers, though.
No, but
Yeah.
when
But
we
I know.
warned the police officer,
Yeah.
but we chose to look for the vampire instead of warning the police officers,
Mhm.
and that screwed us.
Do you think we could get the whole squad and the dumbwaiter with us?
Send the squad in! No, I think that's called the one at a time strat, and it's not worked out well.
Okay. "Freeze," you yell. The couple break apart and look at you with shocked expressions. The light from the street lamp shines on the man's face. Instantly, you realize he's not the vampire. "Sorry," you call him. "I mistook you for someone else." You expect the man to call you some horrible name, but he stands there gaping at you. Embarrassed, you hurry on down the street and continue your search for the vampire. Hours later, when dawn comes, you've still seen no sign of him. Wherever he is, You know he will now be hidden, sleeping until sunset. You call Chief Dubois to report, then you return to your hotel, have a quick breakfast, put the do not disturb sign on your door, and flop on the bed. Until you catch the vampire, you're gonna have to do your sleeping in the daytime too. That evening you go
That's
hunting
normal.
for the vampire again. Chief Dubois provides you with 2 officers and a squad car. They tell you they've just received a lead. A man resembling the vampire was seen only a few minutes ago at Le Cheval Blanc, a restaurant in the French Quarter.
Okay.
Why he at a restaurant?
Sometimes vampires want to eat good food too.
I don't think so.
Or maybe he figures this is a highly rated restaurant. It means it has good food. So the people are eating good food so their blood will taste better.
Yeah, full happy people are taste
They'll be
better.
paying attention to their food and not a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
With flashers flashing and siren wailing, the squad car weaves through traffic, almost hitting a few other cars on the way.
Okay.
By the time you reach the restaurant, the suspect is gone. There's nothing to do but continue the search. Hour after hour, you ride through the streets of New Orleans, peering into the shadows, listening for the sound of a scream, looking for some sign of the vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Your search is futile, but in the early morning hours, a message comes over the police radio. The captain of an airliner flying from New Orleans to Honolulu has just radioed that the body of a teenager has been found in a bathroom on the plane. There were 2 fang marks on his neck and only a few drops of blood left in his body. The pilot called the New Orleans police because the flight originated there. He says he questioned everyone on the plane, but no one knows anything. The driver of the squad car calls over his shoulder. Looks like our vampire got out of town. You nod in agreement as you try to think of what to do. The digital clock on the dashboard says 5:31. The sun will be rising in a few minutes.
So just lock down the plane and then, well, I guess either you find the vampire or everyone on the plane dies. So maybe don't.
We're really putting ourselves in some great situations here.
Well, if the sun's rising in a few minutes and you just keep the plane in the air, then the vampire's just going to pass out. Because it'll be daytime.
Yeah.
You
Well, maybe they don't have enough fuel for that. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
long
You
flight.
can land and
Like,
just
land
keep the
in
door
the-
closed.
Yeah. You let the... Hang on. That was the wrong page.
Cecil. He's asleep. Is he a vampire?
You like me for real, for real? No, I'm one though. Reflex. Nah, you know I'm not hot enough to be a vampire.
Okay. Meanwhile, there's more talk over the radio.
Meanwhile.
The policeman turns to you again. The pilot says that they're about halfway between San Francisco and Honolulu now, and that the Honolulu police will be on hand to meet the plane. He wants to know if there's anything special he should do. Let me speak with him, you tell the officer. In a few seconds, headquarters has patched you through to the captain of the plane. Could you get back to San Francisco on your present fuel supply, you ask? There's static on the radio. Then the pilot's voice comes through. There would be a headwind against us, but we could make it back to San Francisco if we turn around right away. But shouldn't we go on to Hawaii? You think for a second before replying. There's a much better chance of capturing the vampire in San Francisco since the sun will have already risen when the plane lands. The vampire will be asleep then. However, the Honolulu police are standing by. Perhaps they can nab the vampire as he tries to get off the plane. Whose choice is it right now?
I think
It's
it's Alan's.
What was the last decision that was made?
Wasn't it to shoot the people and not say freeze?
Yeah, and I made that decision.
Did you make that decision?
Yeah, I made that
I think
decision.
so. Yeah. So, Johnny, are you telling the pilot to go to Honolulu or turn back to San Francisco?
You gonna refund those passengers, John?
Look, we've already found out that we
You're gonna ruin all these families'
cause
Honolulu
people
fans.
harm and then don't suffer consequences for it. Turn that plane around.
You tell the pilot to turn the plane around and fly back to San Francisco. Okay, he says, I hope you know what you're doing.
Me too.
I don't.
Why did you tell him that? The police officer asks after you've hung up. Simple, you say. The sun travels from east to west. It would still be dark in Honolulu when the plane landed. Judging by what we've seen of this vampire, he'd probably get away. But the sun will have already risen when the plane lands in San Francisco. The vampire will be helpless.
That's a very
Big
weird
noggin
look
thinking.
on your face.
What?
You had a very weird look on your face. No, that's not quite it. It was weirder than that. Oh, you're getting there.
John using his noggin.
The officer drives you back to police headquarters where you arrange for the police and the FBI to be on hand when the plane lands in San Francisco. Then you put through a call to Dr. Berg and tell him what's going on. Good thinking, he says. This way we're bound to catch him. Take the next plane to San Francisco. I'll let the authorities know that you're coming. 5 hours later, you set down at the San Francisco airport. A special car takes you to gate 22, where the plane with the vampire is parked. The passengers have been let off. Hank Rogers, head of the FBI team, leads you up the boarding ladder and onto the plane. The passengers have left, he says, all except one.
The passengers have left, confused that they're not in Hawaii.
And demanding a refund and worrying about their vacation plans.
And suing everyone involved for damages.
No, they're just getting refunded by the airlines.
Yeah.
Now we have to pay the airlines.
No.
The
No,
government
the government has to pay the airline. Yeah, well, I thought we are the government, but I guess we're not. We're just hired by the government.
We're
We're a
just like
contractor.
an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
We're an
just like a
18-year-old
guy.
We fought a vampire when we were 12, and that was the peak of our career.
Damn. We're one of those people, huh?
Okay, you follow Rogers up the aisle, all the way to the bathrooms at the back of the plane. He opens up a door, and you look directly into the face of the vampire. You step back, startled. He's standing up, but there's no doubt he's in a deep sleep. What now, Rogers says. He's
Good
harmless
question.
until sunset, you say.
We get the
Cuff him.
We got the special material to
And he's also very
capture him
vulnerable.
with.
If he's exposed to sunlight, he will shrivel into nothingness. Since we need him for information, we should definitely keep him out of bright light. Bring him to your strongest holding cell. Then I'll tie him with beryllium wire. Otherwise, when sunset comes, he could escape and probably kill a half dozen people in the process.
Okay, but what if we tied him before we moved
That's
in?
what I'm saying.
Also, what if we just tied him instead of explaining our whole thought process, wasting time?
I mean,
And
the sun
the
just
sun
rose.
just
We have plenty of
rose.
time.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we
Who
can
knows,
just
we might have
show
had like an
with
8-hour
our.
conversation.
Like, it's true. Like, I feel like we could show with our actions instead of explaining. Well, we gotta tie him up with this special stuff. It's like I'm tying him up with this. Like, I feel like we can just do both. You know.
Wait here. On page 46, we
Good
have
job,
a nice,
John.
We have a nice
Woo.
little.
You got him.
I made a good decision.
You got him.
The vampire looks very salty. He's just asleep, but the way they drew him, he's just like,
Yeah, he just looked like.
fine.
Fine, I guess it caught me.
Whatever. Okay. Page 62.
Wait, that's not it.
Chris, we have to question him.
Yeah.
Alright.
We
need
have to
information.
solve the whole problem.
Yeah.
No.
By sunset, the vampire has been locked in a solitary cell and tethered with beryllium wire. Dr. Berg has flown out from Washington. The two of you and several FBI men watch the creature as he begins to awaken. The vampire slowly turns his long, angular head. You feel the hypnotic power of his presence. His will is stronger than yours. You know this because you feel an urge to set him free.
you don't like my vampire turning and looking at you face?
Dr. Berg and the FBI men must feel the same. That's a typo.
How do these get published?
They must feel the same say.
The same say.
Same say. Same say.
There is only one thing to do under these circumstances, and that is to keep telling yourself that you are dealing with a creature who only cares about taking your blood. 1 second. The vampire touches the wire that's holding him. He doesn't strain or tug at it. He must know what it is. His eyes fasten on Dr. Berg.
Touch on the wire.
My name is Eland.
Eland? Okay, well, let me guess. Your friend is A-Land, and that's B-Land and C-Land.
And yours? Dr. Prescott Berg, the scientist responds. Very well, Dr. Berg. Unleash me! The vampire...
I feel like if you want to get freed, saying unleash isn't the language you want.
Unleash me!
The vampire says this with such authority that you jump back with a start. But Dr. Berg has a hand on your elbow. To the vampire, he says, we shall release you only when we return you to where you came from. And before we do that, you will answer some questions. Eland shifts his gaze to you.
So this is a catch and release operation?
I feel like we should put him to trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty.
Yeah!
Sends him to community service, but he has to do it during the daytime.
That is agreeable to me. Go ahead, Dr. Berg. Very well then,
He
the
just believes
scientist
us?
says. Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
Pretty persuasive doctor.
More persuasive than the persuasive vampire, I guess.
First of all, how many of you have landed on Earth, and where did you come from? You are very lucky, Dr. Berg, the vampire says. I'm going to offer you an agreement. Berg looks startled. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
The vampire, who has been trying to stare Dr. Berg down, averts his eyes. During our space travels... I got distracted by a bird.
Gretchen, please.
During our space travels, we found a very attractive planet. It's much smaller than Earth, but the creatures there have far more delicious blood. What's that got to do with us, you ask? Just this, the vampire says. I want to take our spacecraft and go to this planet. I don't want the other vampires to join me. There isn't enough blood to go around, and I want it all for myself. If you will help me steal the vampire spacecraft, it will save your planet from an invasion, and I will tell you how. But why didn't you just take the spacecraft on your own, asked Dr. Berg. I don't see why you need our help. That is a reasonable question, the vampire says.
Admits to the clear hole in his theory.
Our spacecraft is guarded by our master, who is armed with a weapon that is lethal to other vampires.
But not to humans.
Well, yeah, they don't need it for humans.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah, but I...
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
you keep doing that, like...
Yeah. He kills humans, you know.
From sunrise
Does
to
a
sunset...
cat need a sword? No. Case closed.
Wait, I'm so confused.
From sunrise to sunset, the master sleeps in his coffin aboard the spacecraft. He does not need to guard the spacecraft from other vampires because they must be sleeping during those hours as well. Dr. Berg looks puzzled. He says, if you must sleep during those hours, then how can we help you enter it? The vampire sighs as if the answer should be obvious. I will tell you the precise location of the spacecraft. You will carry me to that spot in my coffin and leave me there just before sunset. I will awaken at sunset and overpower the master vampire before he has a chance to use his weapon.
Okay. What if we just
Nah.
took the weapon?
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
They're all asleep. We take the weapon.
No.
We go zap, zap, zap.
So
We could choose not to betray our
Did you
cat
not-
hostage as well if we want.
did you not see the master in front of his name? He's even better at hiding. We'll never be able to find this guy.
So how can this guy just overpower him so easily? I'll just win, is what
This
you told
vampire
us.
is just
He's
like
just trying to be
the
persuasive.
vampire
I
is
think.
just like us though.
For real.
We've
for
been
real.
overconfident this whole time in our skills. This vampire is also overconfident in his skills.
Yeah.
He's just a reflection of the protagonist.
A
Whoa.
foil.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a pretty wild plan, you say. But
Isn't a
even
foil
if
the
it works,
opposite?
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but he's kind of the opposite because he's bad, so he's the opposite of us.
No, but as a character foil, that's not how that.
No, it's not.
Even if it works, I still don't see how it would save us on Earth from a full-scale vampire invasion. Of course you don't see it, the vampire says irritably.
You're not gonna tell us that's their only ship.
To know that, you must know the master plan. Dr. Berg looks at him skeptically. All right then, what is the master plan? Simply this, the vampire says. If our scouts return to our home planet with a good report of Earth, then there will be a full-scale invasion. If the spacecraft fails to return, our masters will assume we're scouting elsewhere, and they will ignore Earth from then on. Dr. Berg nods. What you say is very interesting. We shall be back in a few moments. The scientist takes you down the hall.
I'll be right back.
In a low
after this.
voice, he says, if the vampire's telling the truth, this may be our only chance to stop the invasion. You've had more experience with vampires than anyone. What do you think? Normally, you wouldn't trust a vampire, but this situation is different, because it is in the vampire's own self-interest to help you. Still, this could be some kind of trap. Is it
My turn.
Alan's choice?
Alan's turn.
Do you advise going along with the vampire's suggestion, or do you advise searching for some other way to foil the invasion?
Honestly, my instinct would be don't trust the vampire, but I've been failing every single time. Let's trust the vampire this time. Fuck it. What could possibly go wrong?
We're trusting the vampire, so
This is a terrible idea, but I'm going opposite day mode.
are going to page 45.
Because it would seem that logically, okay, don't trust the guy who, is kind of a vampire, he could totally be lying.
I think we have to take the chance, Dr. Berg, you say. There's no other way. He nods. All right, let's go back until the vampire will accept his offer. Then I'll make arrangements immediately. Late the following day, you, Dr. Berg, and 2 FBI men are driving a government van along a little used dirt road in the hills of eastern Oklahoma. In the back of a van is a lightweight coffin. Sleeping inside is the vampire Eland. One of the FBI men drives, while Dr. Berg gives directions from a map the vampire has drawn. No GPS, unfortunately. The road ends at a pasture. Dr. Berg points toward a gnarled sycamore tree a few hundred feet away. The vampire spacecraft is parked a few yards from that tree. From here on, we have to carry the coffin on our shoulders.
Coffin dance!
As the 4 of you get out of the van, one of the FBI men mutters under his breath. This doesn't seem plausible, he says. You can't tell me there's an invisible spacecraft here.
There's an invisible spacecraft here.
The other FBI man pats his colleague on the back. You're just having a case of nerves, Mike. Come on, we gotta finish up this job. It won't take long.
Come on, Mike.
Mike grunts, then lends a hand getting the coffin out of the van. The 4 of you carry it across the pasture, setting it down where Dr. Berg tells you to. Then you all head back to the van to await what happens. Dr. Berg's eyes are fixed on his watch. 1 minute to sunset, he says. You glance toward the setting sun. The bottom half of it grazes the horizon. Dr. Berg calls out the time. As the rim of the sun dips below the horizon, the lid of the coffin flips open. An instant later, the coffin has disappeared. About a minute later, a blaze of light blinds your eyes. The light travels straight up and then arcs toward the east. In a few moments, it's completely gone. And here on page 64, we have the 4 gentlemen carrying the coffin and putting it next to a tree.
Interesting. Did we bring the old scientist man to help carry the heavy coffin?
Yeah, it's him right there.
Why did we do that?
Because he's...
You only have so many seats in a car, Alan.
But why did we bring the old scientist man in the first place?
He's important, Alan.
He needs
He's
to be
important.
there.
He just
He's
got.
one
He
of the
just
main
has to be there.
characters.
He's important, Alan.
Okay.
You and the others watched the place in the sky where the light disappeared. Dr. Berg clasps your shoulder. I think we can rest easy, he says. Eland must have overcome the master vampire, or the spacecraft wouldn't have left the Earth.
One day later, Earth is invaded and we all die.
Yeah, or we just delivered the vampire back to his home.
The danger of an invasion is over. But what about the other vampire scouts? Won't they keep up their horrible activities? I'm afraid so, Dr. Berg says. Let's hope they will all be caught. We know that Earth won't be invaded, but neither will it be free of vampires. That's something we may have to live with for a long time. The end.
Neutral ending. All that for a neutral ending. Wow.
We got a realistic ending. Well,
That was
not
a long
with a
ride.
big
It's
asterisk.
asterisk. I mean, hey.
We got all the way back to the other option from the first option that we ever chose.
Despite the insanity...
Oklahoma.
Yes, that's true. Despite the insanity and all the questionable things and the less than stellar grammar / spelling, still better than the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much more enjoyable.
Alright, okay, so who wins?
Yeah.
Alan wins because he got us to an ending that wasn't bad.
Yeah. Fair.
I think both of you got us to like 2 bad endings.
Yeah.
And then one that was neutral.
Yeah.
We died.
We're not
died.
getting invaded, but
We
we,
got
still
sued.
got vampires.
And, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But we should have been sued. We probably
Yeah.
got sued.
We just got fired.
I give like half credit to John.
Are
for-
we even, like, an employee?
I don't know.
Yeah, wait, I don't think we are. They just called us up. We gotta be a contractor or something, right?
They're just like, hey, you did good in the past. Do good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be at least some sort of, like, government employee or something.
Yeah, some sort of contracted employee or something. I don't know. Anyways.
Maybe we are untouchable by the law.
Maybe.
Yo.
Above
just
the
says-
law.
All it says in the prologue is that you played a key role in the defeat of a vampire.
A vampire.
We're so sick with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm the
Yeah,
best
so,
around!
Alan saved us from an invasion.
Not really. John deserves like about half the credit, but I get the point. I win. Yeah. We got
We
the
did
space
it.
vampires. We're still gonna be attacked by other space vampires,
By
but
who?
we're not.
By regular vampires, is that what you're trying to say?
I was about to say that, yes.
Also, they could easily just like send another ship.
Yeah, no, that's what I never
but
got.
Gretchen, they're
I was
not going
confused.
to because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we
We
did-
failed.
Our ship mysteriously disappeared. They must be elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, my thought process would be like, oh, they're able to fend us off. Like they somehow got rid of our scouts or whatever, so we won't be able to handle them. We better not invade them. Better not to start a war. You're gonna lose.
But that's
Yeah.
not what Eland said.
Well, yeah,
Elan.
that's true. He did just say that if it didn't return, they would call off the invasion. He didn't state why.
Yeah.
He said why. He said because they would assume that the scouts were searching for a different planet,
Oh yeah.
and they're just going to be searching in perpetuity. While
But why
Eland
would your
links it up
scouts
on the
search
other
for a
planet.
day? I was to say, why would they not like radio back like, "Hey yo,
They
This
don't have
window
radio.
grew-
That's way too advanced.
Yeah.
My bad.
Long distance radio.
Long distance communications.
No.
Not
No way.
real. They're a myth.
By the time they receive the signal back, it'll be 100 years in the future. Physics. Or something.
Well, anyways. Yeah, I don't know.
Gretchen, close out the episode. That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Happy Halloween, everyone, if this comes out on Halloween. If not,
I'll post it on.
still happy Halloween. That's it for today.
Bye.
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 Show penis.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. Like,
Well, when I walked down here earlier, Gretchen's watching a documentary, and the first thing I hear when I walk into the room is the penis room.
what?
First thing I hear.
What the hell do you
I was
mean?
watching a video on the oldest human civilization ever found.